It's safe to say that JRPGs and RPGs alike have found a new cozy home on the Nintendo Switch. Even something like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was able to crack out 1 million sales in a respectable amount of time, and Fire Emblem Three Houses is the most successful Fire Emblem game to date. Even just the sheer number of RPGs that you could play on this thing is nothing to scoff at. From Grandia to Skyrim to Final Fantasy to Disgaea, from Pokemon to Baldur's Gate, there's a wide library of RPGs that you can play on the Switch, and it's only going to be getting more in the future. This has myself, and many others, hopeful that we could see some of the more small and forgotten RPGs come back in some way. Yeah, it's another Golden Sun video from yours truly. If you really want me to stop, then you gotta tell Camelot to make a new Golden Sun game already. Speaking of which, today is Golden Sunday, a day where fans get together and talk about their experiences with these games, as well as a way to show the ever-increasing demand for this franchise to return. This marks 9 years since Dark Dawn's release on the Nintendo DS back in 2010. That's right, we're almost an entire decade without a new Golden Sun game, let alone an announcement. But that's why I'm here. Again. Really, I'm just here to give out an idea that I'm actually kind of shocked that we haven't had yet, seeing how it really wouldn't be that difficult to do. Now, it may sound a little underwhelming due to how long fans have been waiting for a new game or a remake, but I think having the Golden Sun trilogy on an HD collection for the Switch would be a great way for Camelot to dip their toes back into RPGs. Now again, it sounds a little underwhelming, but just hear me out. First of all, 2/3 of the work has already been done, seeing how the first 2 games have already been on the Wii U's Virtual Console. So I mean, they just gotta take those games from the Wii U and just put it on the Switch, either on the Switch's eShop or preferably on a cartridge. I like having my physical games. Easy peasy, right? Well then that just leaves the elephant in the room. Oh, hey, look at that. That elephant is hanging off a cliffhanger. Oh shit, somebody save that thing. It's Dark Dawn. Love or hate the game, this was a pretty huge failure, seeing how it didn't even manage to reach 1 million sales on a system that everyone and their brother owned. Now, this was due to 2 major things. Now, first of all, this game wasn't ever marketed that great. I can remember seeing maybe like 1 or 2 commercials back in the day on TV, but that was really it.
Dinner for slaying monsters!
No!
Dinner for slaying monsters!
No!
Dinner for slaying monsters!
Secondly, this was a pretty niche game coming out late in the DS's lifespan, and the 3DS was right on its way in, so, I mean, who cared about some random installment in some random niche JRPG, right? I mean, Pokemon was able to get away with this because it's Pokemon, and Golden Sun obviously doesn't have that kind of mainstream appeal. And you know, it's a shame too. I mean, Dark Dawn is easily the weakest game of the trilogy, and spoiler for the review 20 years from now, I mean, I think it's a fine enough game in its own right. I mean, even still, it makes a lot of quality of life improvements from the previous games, like being able to freely aim your synergy as opposed to the other games where you have to stand in a sweet spot in order to get the spell working. You also got the weapon skill system where the more that you use of a specific weapon, you can deal out more weapon unleashes. And of course, this game was in 3D, and the environments and battles are some of the best that the DS has to offer in my opinion. The issue here is that it's on the DS, so the resolution is going to be incredibly low, so it obviously won't look good if you try to stretch it out to fit a modern display. This would be the one roadblock that Camelot would have to face if they ever decided to port the Golden Sun trilogy on the Switch, but I don't think it's impossible. Next year, Capcom is going to be releasing the Mega Man Zero collection that includes 4 games from the Game Boy Advance and 2 games from the Nintendo DS. And whoa, hey, what did the Golden Sun games come out on? Oh my god! Plus, we're also getting a handful of games that were previously on the 3DS ported over to the Nintendo Switch. Code of Princess was ported over some time ago, but even in the future we're getting Rune Factory 4, and recently we also had Alliance Alive come out. I could have sworn that there was more 3DS games on the Switch, but right now that's all that's coming to mind. So, while it would be difficult to remaster Dark Dawn in HD, I don't think it's impossible. The DS game uses touch controls to move around, much like the DS Zelda games, but unlike those games, you can still move around using the D-pad. This game uses both screens to show off the massive scale of the summons, but this is something that you can fit on a 720p screen, and it'll be just as effective. The point is that while Dark Dawn uses some of the DS's features, it doesn't need them. It's more of a novelty if anything else. If anything, we already have a good idea of what a Dark Dawn remaster could potentially look like thanks to Golden Sun HD Remix on Twitter. Now, I'm not sure what kind of magic that this person used, but they show how good this game could potentially look if Camelot ever decided to remaster this game in HD. Of course, these are just pictures, but it's a start. Admittedly, it's a little frustrating looking back and hearing Camelot say that if there's demand for Golden Sun to come back, then that would naturally lead to the development of a new game. I mean, for one, we've been showing our support and demand for years, but secondly, it's not like as if Camelot has given us many opportunities to officially support these games. I mean, again, we got the first 2 games on the Wii U, but remind me, how successful was that console? Oh, yeah, that's right, it wasn't. At this point, there's no excuse because we have actual proof that people do care about Golden Sun and that they want the series to return. Well, I mean, really, we've had this evidence for about a year, but believe it or not, it's Isaac's appearance as an assist trophy in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, you might say that his assist rule is proof that there wasn't enough demand because, oh, he's not a playable character, he's just an assist. Well, then I gotta point you over to Shovel Knight over there, because during the Smash ballot, everyone was expecting Shovel Knight to win because he was in such high demand. But lo and behold, he's just an assist in Smash Ultimate. Same with Crystal, and Skull Kid, and Zero, and Alucard. I could go on. Sakurai has said before that the roster for Smash Ultimate was mostly influenced by the results of the Smash ballot, and the reason why he decided to bring back every character from the past games is because those were the characters that were in the most demand. People wanted characters like Snake and Pichu and Young Link to come back, and we also had characters like Ridley, K. Rool, Simon, and eventually even Banjo and Kazooie. It's clear that he was listening to the demand. Okay, so where exactly am I going with this? How to get from Golden Sun to Smash? Well, yeah, I'm getting there. Just you remember how in Smash 4, Isaac's assist trophy was just completely removed from the game? Why else would he bring back Isaac for Ultimate, give him a new render, new attacks and animations? Why else would there be 8 spirits from Golden Sun, with Adult Isaac being a 4-star spirit? And you know, the 4-star is supposed to be like the best in the game. Why else would there be a Mii costume for Isaac? I mean, Golden Sun is a niche franchise, remember? I mean, one that, according to detractors, doesn't have a large following. Yet, this franchise was given a lot of love in Smash Ultimate. Maybe it's not exactly what we wanted, but again, I can at least appreciate what was given. Now, this is the part of the video where I have to put on my tinfoil hat. You know, this is all speculation, so just keep this in mind. I mean, this game started development around 2016, and Sakurai already had the roster planned out. He had to have seen the demand for Isaac to come back, but since he already had the entire roster planned, he decided to bring him back as an assist trophy. But with that said, he had to have gotten the approval to do so. He had to have gone over to Camelot and be like, oh, hey guys, look, I'm making this new game, and, you know, a lot of people really wanted Isaac in, but I already got the roster planned out, so I can make him an assist trophy. I have a Mii costume too. Again, the reason why we got any Golden Sun stuff in this game is because we raised our voices and showed demand. The heads at Camelot Software Planning knows that there's demand. They know that we want Golden Sun to come back, but it's been almost 10 years since the last game, so they're probably feeling a little rusty, to put it nicely. And again, having an HD collection will be a great way for them to dip their toes back into the water. It'll give them a chance to look back on what made these games beloved by so many people, and it could give them a chance to learn from their mistakes if they ever decide to make that fabled Golden Sun 4. They have an incredibly successful console to work with, one where RPGs are booming. The demand for Golden Sun to come back is getting higher as more time passes, and porting over these 3 games is much more cost-friendly than making an entirely new game or full-on remake. I'm sorry, like, I know Golden Sun is still pretty niche, but I don't see how something like this could fail. Now, if they were to make an HD collection, there would of course be features that would have to be here. Namely, a way to fast forward the game a la Final Fantasy XII. You know, a way to speed up the battles, the cutscenes, the backtracking, so on and so forth. It'd be good to have different kind of filters or, you know, something to give you perfect pixels if you're into that kind of stuff. But most importantly, an easier way to transfer your save data between the first 2 Golden Sun games. Like, I still got PTSD looking at that 6-page long fucking numbers and letters and ugh. It also just feels like as if it's the most likely scenario, seeing how many collections are on the Switch, like the Grandia Collection, the Mana Collection, the Romancing Saga Collection, so on and so forth. And of course, granted, with games like Final Fantasy VII, 8, and 9, and the first 3 Dragon Quest games, you know, those are all being sold separately. But at this point, there's just so many classic JRPGs you could play on the Switch, but having them all here just makes me want Golden Sun here as well, so I can have all of these games on one platform. I can own all of these games officially. Like, I don't want to have to mod my Switch in order to get the Golden Sun games on here, you know? I don't want to do that homebrew shit with this. Switch is still too young, and I like this console way too much. I've been feeling pretty confident that Golden Sun will come back in some way, shape, or form. It's only a matter of when. Well, in 2021, Golden Sun will be 20 years old, so, you know, that'd be a good way to celebrate Golden Sun's birthday. And to be fair, especially with this recent direct that we had, we still don't really know what's in store for us in 2020. Like, we got Animal Crossing, we got that Xenoblade remake, and that's really all about it in terms of first-party Nintendo games, so who knows? Now, I have no way to prove it, but I just have a feeling that we can expect something in 2020 or in 2021. Again, it's just a gut feeling, so if you're watching this in like 2022 and we still don't have anything, don't call me an asshole for getting your hopes up. Camelot, come on, Camelot, just don't make me look like an idiot, please. Just at least announce something. I'll take anything at this point. Golden Sun Jin Mini Golf. I guess the last thing that I would like to address here, still being Golden Sunday and whatnot, is the possibility of Isaac being a DLC character for the next season pass for Smash Bros. Now, do I think assist trophies are going to get promoted? I don't want to be that guy, but no, I still don't think they're going to do it. It doesn't make much sense for me to have Sakurai put in all this work into making an assist trophy, only to have that character be playable and to ditch the assist roll. I mean, I get that some people think that could happen, but I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around it. But to give credit to those who think that he has a shot, a good chunk of the work is already done, seeing how Isaac has new animations for attacks, taking damage, and jumping, and the render is already there, so all Sakurai would have to do is just touch it up a little bit, so it's not like as if he'd be making a completely new character from scratch. Plus, Sakurai was going on about how he wants more people to be pleased with the DLC, and having characters like Isaac, Shadow, and Skull Kid would be an easy and effective way of pleasing fans. Now, I know I'd be over the moon to have these 3 characters playable. I mean, you'll give me these 3 characters, I'll never ask you for anything again. Something else to think about is how Chrom is a part of Robin's Final Smash, yet he's still playable. Toon Link is a part of the Spirit Tracks level, but hey, he's still playable, so who knows? I mean, I just want there to be more first-party Nintendo characters, seeing how all the DLC that we've had so far has been third-party. And it's a little weird how I want Nintendo characters in my Nintendo crossover fighting game, right? If we were to get more first-party Nintendo characters, I can easily see Rex getting in. I think he's the one who deserves it the most after being done dirty in Smash Ultimate. Oh, hey, yeah, you want to play with a Rex Mii costume because he's not a playable character? $25, please, and you better hope to God our DLC is going to be worth it. Like, come on, man. Like, you should be able to buy this Mii costume separately. Like, that's not right. But honestly, if we're going to get more third-party characters, I mean, fine, whatever. I mean, at this point, especially with Terry, like, I don't really think there's many characters left that I'd want to see. Like, yeah, Sora's gonna be cool. Lloyd will be great, but I don't know. I mean, just like, with the idea of all the new DLC characters being third-party, like, I can't get excited for that. I mean, come on, like, 10 third-party characters? Seriously? Like, God, I don't know. I think that's a bit excessive. But look, if you think Isaac has a chance, then don't let me bring you down. The best thing you can do right now is to continue to show your support and love and demand for this character and for these games. We went from having nothing in Smash 4 to having something pretty big in Smash Ultimate, and that's because we did our part. Now, as long as we continue to show our support in a respectful and tasteful way, then we got nowhere to go but up. Again, I may not think that Isaac has a chance at DLC, but you know, the folks over at the Assistance Alliance, they got my full support. And shout out for those guys for keeping the dream alive. I also want to take some time to thank you guys for even making any of this possible. Like, I remember during the Smash Ballot days, I made a video talking about why I think Isaac should be a playable character in Smash 4, and at that time, I had like 20 or 30 subs at max, and that video blew up. Like, imagine having 20 subs and then a video with over 30,000 views. And even then, when I made that video, I didn't think a lot of people knew what Golden Sun was, but you guys have proven me wrong time and time again, with my Golden Sun content being some of my most watched videos on my channel. Like, talk about humbling. Like, it makes me so happy and grateful to be a part of an ever-growing community. I've met a lot of great people over the years because of this game. People from different parts of the globe, and every time, they're always incredibly passionate and optimistic. So let's continue to spread this optimism. Write letters to Nintendo or Camelot, or make content showing your support. Make artwork. Just let them know that we want this franchise to come back. It's proven that they listen, so all we gotta do is just drive the point home. Happy Golden Sunday, everyone.
1, 2, 3.